Welcome to the Isle of Wight Literary Festival. I'm delighted that Red Funnel have sponsored it again and have been very keen supporters since the very first year. You might wonder why we're bothering with the digital in the climate of COVID, but after starting in March, with Julia Dams having started the programme, we had 15 to 20 authors who had already committed. So we thought, what to do? Will we have time in October to all gather and have fun? And the conclusion was that probably not. So we decided that we should give the authors the opportunity to decide for us. So a letter was sent and they came back all positive and all wished to succeed. Not only succeed, but wish to continue. So bearing that in mind, we have worked hard. We've had a small team, Steve Ansell, Josie, Janet Allen, and many others who have spent their time and effort in getting this all together. We hope you will enjoy it. I have certainly been amazed at what has been achieved with this modern medium for somebody who is a dinosaur. I hope that next year we will all be able to gather and enjoy this wonderful house, Northwood, Cowes and the Isle of Wight. Some of you might be wondering how the Isle of Wight Literary Festival came about. And very briefly, I will tell you that it was a crazy idea of two trustees of Northwood House, who at that time were looking at something to bring income and to market the house and cows, and to bring people here. Not only to bring people via Red Funnel, but also for our own population that had not had the opportunity nor have the funding to go to London or to go to the theatres further afield. This idea of providing a literary festival here at Cowes, Northwood House, Isle of Wight, has been the most fantastic experience and one I've been very privileged to be part of. There are far too many people to thank at this point in time, at this digital event. But we are coming up for our 10th, and next year we hope to have a potted history, naming all the characters involved, and at which time you will be able to read and enjoy. I hope we'll all be able to read, enjoy, listen, communicate, laugh, have fun, and cry, but at next year's event. But this year, at the digital, sit at home, glass of wine, with friends, and enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to the Red Funnel Isle of Wight Digital Literary Festival, our 9th outing, but with almost unimaginable differences. This is a challenging year for us all, and we gulp and hold steady as we dip into what is for us unexplored territory. When the Literary Festival began to take shape all those years ago, we were full of apprehension, and we were greatly helped by the enthusiasm and generosity of friends who assured us that all would be well. And so it turned out. From being very shy about asking writers to come and perform, we have become, if not brassy, more self-confident that what we are doing is valuable and that the people coming to the event are full of praise and, what is more important, good advice. The Literary Festival programme continues to excite, and our roll call of past speakers is impressive. This year things will take a different shape. Our enthusiasm remains undimmed, though. I will leave you with this quotation from the Master. Be not afeard, the isle is full of noise, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not.
So Martin, first of all, tell us how you and the Literary Festival got together.
So thank you. I guess it wasn't by accident, and I guess 9 years ago now, just about 9 years ago, I'd been Lord Lieutenant of the Isle of Wight for 3 or 4 years, and I got to hear about the Literary Festival starting up, and I thought this is a really good idea, for a number of reasons. I mean, there was a gap, and so we didn't actually have a literary festival, and they were very popular then and as they are now. But I thought, well, actually, the Isle of Wight would be really well suited to a literary festival. And so I knew some of the people who were involved getting it started. So I thought this would be a really good idea, and so have supported it ever since. And been some memorable moments in the last 9 years as well.
Quite, and of course it's a great promotion for Northwood House.
Yes, I think that was a very important aspect of it. Northwood had just been set up as a charitable trust. Northwood House had been not mismanaged, had been struggling for several years, and this seemed an ideal opportunity. And the trustees of Northwood and the charitable trustees of the Litfest came together, and that's been a really happy marriage over the years.
What have you enjoyed here? Which author would you say that was memorable?
I think, over the years there have been some many highlights, to be honest. If I was to be, I think Sir Michael Morpurgo, for me, not just because he's a mate of mine, but he's an inspirational speaker, he's an inspirational writer, and he touches from the very youngest to the very oldest. And so I think that, for me, was as a literary highlight. I am a great military history buff, as it were, and so to listen to Max Hastings and others has also been a highlight. His Royal Highness, the Earl of Wessex coming, that was another highlight. So I think there's been a number of them over the years, but I think the way that the festival has developed, the way that the enthusiasm of the organisation has infused the population, not just of the island, but, we get people from all over the place now. So I think seeing the people here has also been really, really rewarding, for me anyway. It's got its place on the island's, not tourism trail, but it's certainly an important part of the island's life now. Another aspect of the literary festival, it has given an opportunity for budding authors and others on the island to take part in a literary festival. It's not too big, it's not overawing for them. They can come here and feel comfortable in Northwood, and so it's given them an opportunity to kind of spread their wings, and also, of course, to meet other important people from the literary world.
Very much so. Well, sadly, this year it can't be a physical event, it's a digital event, the Isle of Wight Digital Literary Festival, but hopefully back in its more normal form next year. Yeah,
I think the trustees have seen that, there were difficulties this year, and probably Northwood House was not the right place to have a festival because of the various social distancing rules and so on and so forth. And they've taken the opportunity to go digital. Like so much of our lives, we've gone digital. And this is a new departure for them, just for 1 year only. Don't forget that next year is our 10th anniversary, and so it'll be a big event, and hopefully we'll be back live at Northwood. You and the patrons are very supportive of the event, and a great set of patrons too. Well, it's very kind of you to say so, but I think we've had huge support from our patrons. In particular, if I may mention the name Alan Titchmarsh, who has been hugely enthusiastic and supportive of us over the years and continues to be so. How do you see it developing in the future then? Well, I think, it's easy to say, well, we need to expand, we need to grow, I'm not so sure that we do. First and foremost, this is an organisation run entirely by volunteers. So one's very mindful of the time that people are devoting to putting this together. I think we don't have the money, we don't have the not the skill, we don't have the sort of base in order to grow to the likes of other large festivals like Cheltenham. We are a niche organisation. We are improving every year. So I see I see incremental improvements to what our offering, but I don't see us expanding and going hugely professional.
Well, one of the benefits, if there are any benefits, of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that has been more people are reading.
Yeah, I'm reading a bit more myself as well. I think that's, and extraordinarily, of course, people read digital Kindles and so on and so forth. But actually, I'm told, and I know, because I like books, people want books. And this is what, I think is becoming popular again. Thank goodness.
Well, we look forward to not only this digital festival, but the return of the real one next year in 2021.
2021? Yes, indeed, absolutely.